Hello everyone, I am here with round 3 of some of my handmade journal flip throughs. So I'm pulling a little bit of a smaller collection this time. I don't want the videos to be too terribly long. But just finding some fun structures to kind of show you. This one is a really fun journal that I put together when I was promoting my collage packs, which will go back into my Etsy at some point. I've kind of prepped them. But I have a really nice collection of French postcards from the late 1800s, early 1900s. So I love those images, and I was kind of playing with corrugated cardboard to make this journal. I did an accordion style and some glitter paper just to kind of give it a little bit of punch. And then I just glued an accordion style journal inside. Super fun, super easy to make, but I just love, like, one of my favorite color combinations is turquoise and pink and yellows. And I'll tell you, I could trace back to where I saw this color combo. If you look at those beautiful, beautiful rice bowls, the Chinese rice bowls that you might see in a Chinese restaurant, but all that pottery, even like the wonton spoons, you'll see the beautiful kind of chinoiserie designs on there. And they're such masters at color combinations. So it's always like reds and turquoises and yellows and pinks. And to this day, I think we went out to places where my parents are kind of health fanatics. So when I was little, we would go to Chinese groceries where you would just see shelves of all the bowls and all the spoons. I wanted to buy every single one. I just love them so much. And all the colors, the prints, they're just extraordinary. And to this day, like, so much of what I use goes back to the color combinations on those beautiful pieces of porcelain. I can't say enough about turquoise and yellow and pink and red. It just informs so much of my favorite, what I'm drawn to. But anyway, so that is a little bit of a cardboard book. This one I made recently with the new Dina Wakley products. And this stencil, people are doing the most amazing things with this stencil. It's just so cool. I think it's called Pensive. And again, working, you know, I talk about this in my other videos, but really trying to use a bookmaking project as a way to explore a theme and colors and particular techniques. So I really wanted to do blushing and marine, which are Dina Wakley colors. And I used, you know, the Marks stencils in here. But again, just really having fun with those colors and using some pops of neon orange. I'm trying to incorporate more neons, like neon orange and pink are two of my favorite neons. So just adding like a neon to a vintage color. I just love that. And pretty much everything in here is from that new release. The stencils in the background. Some of the stamps, definitely these. I was so excited when we were finally able to get those as stamps because I love these long-legged kind of abstract figures. So this was a really fun one to whip up. Love, love, love those colors. This is another, I should have put this in my collaboration series in my last video, but I forgot. This is such an important collaboration that I did with Lisa Young. Lisa and I we were talking about how much we loved Halloween last year. And we decided to do a collaboration with prompts, and that turned into the 6-day creative challenge, which you can go and find out more if you go to Lisa's website, and that is linked on her Instagram page at Lisa Young Art, I believe. We talk about it all the time. We just did a Easter one. Or a spring one, springtime. So you can join anytime, and there's free videos that we all put together. And we didn't for this one because she and I think we're just doing it for ourselves. But after that, we decided to kind of make it an annual thing. But anyway, I had so much fun working on this with this theme of how to take a lot of the stuff that I had lying around the house and turn it into something spooky or darker in nature. So again, like I approached these, as I often do, with the acrylic sprays, and I did this on a watercolor paper because it's so thick that if you make a smaller pamphlet structure, it works great as a book cover. So I do use like 300-pound, usually Canson. I'm not a brand person really. So it doesn't really matter, but it makes, you know, good pages for mixed media, especially when you're doing collage or whatever. So these are all like, this is part of the Dean Wakely stencils and birds. I don't know if you can still get these. You might, I don't know. And then the Tim Holtz Halloween people. One of my favorite sets, hands down, that he's done. I loved this girl. I mean, I bought so many of them just so I could have her because I just love her so much. This was the pumpkin page. I really had fun working on this. It was just so fun to kind of play around with. This is the cathedral window stamp set. I wish I remembered all the names for everything, but more Tim Holtz Halloween people. This I did a drawing and some moth stickers, some washi tape. I turned some washi tape into candles. I think this was Tim Holtz washi tape as well. More like vintage Tim Holtz Halloween stuff and doodles. And witches. Oh my gosh, did I love those witches from his collection too. I just had so much fun. Had so much fun putting all this stuff together. What a pleasure, right? So this one is another journal I did with, I was gonna say watercolor paper, but I actually think it's the Dilutions paper from the Dilutions journals. They're so big, like if you have the big ones, you can take them out and glue them together with her glue, because that glue, those teeny little Dilutions Diary glue sticks, those are the strongest glue sticks I've ever used in my life. And I wish Ranger would make large ones. You guys should ask them to do that. I wish they made large ones because it's just the best glue I've ever used. And this I did around the time of the new release with the pastel and the metallic sprays. So I did some of the chipboard with a metallic spray here, lots of doodles, some of the heather acrylic spray. Oh, this combo too, the heather and the mineral acrylic spray, I just loved playing around with these colors. I think this is like aloe and gilt, and maybe even some sand. I highly recommend the sand acrylic spray. I use it with everything. It kind of can tone things down. There's like some, oh, and also like mineral and apricot together. Ugh. It's just fun to make these and kind of play with color combinations and see what they'll do together. So, and again, I say this every time, and then you have a wonderful structure to kind of remember that play session, you know. This is, I'll do this one. This is a book from, I'm sure there's lots of tutorials out there. This is a paper bag journal book that I made, and it was Erin DeCoste. She is on Instagram, and it was on her YouTube. So you can go find maybe a link to this on her YouTube channel. But she just showed you how to make a simple journal out of a paper bag. It was so fun, so I highly recommend it. And each page has these little kind of flips. I had so much fun. And actually, I used acrylic sprays a lot in this before the Dina Wakley ones came out. I used the Marabou ones, which I also really like. They're less opaques. They're more translucent, which also can be fun. And I used a stencil, and then I cut out the negatives on it and put that in here. I didn't like her lips. So what do you do when you like the rest of the picture? I just put some stuff over her mouth. This is when I was teaching myself how to draw faces, just in general. So this was a little, I put a Brad in here just to make it spin. Some more quotes with text. And I like playing with three-dimensional, like putting the spongy tabs underneath just for some extra feature. I found this fun craft, like, I want to say confetti, but that's not the word I'm thinking of. Like a little flag string there. I'm totally breaking on the word, like Tibetan prayer flags. Like, what is that called? Why am I bunting? Bunting. Do you guys notice this? This is the Starbucks bag. I think it's Starbucks. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure that's the Starbucks, whatever. So I cut that in. But if you look, you can see, like, this is the bottom of a paper bag, right? I put some washi tape on there. I just had a lot of fun. Collage. And just, this is like from a Woman's Day magazine. It was an iris, but you know, I kind of put it down and made it look a little bit more sketched. This was from 2019. Wow. A long time ago. Again, playing more with teaching myself to draw faces and some writing. Just a lot of fun. So another fun bookmaking project. I really enjoy this. I might actually do that again because I've been going to Trader Joe's and I always forget to bring in my bags. And with COVID, we kind of were discouraged from doing that for a while. So I got in the habit of not bringing my bags. So I have all these paper bags. This is one of my favorite journals ever too that I made. This is from the Dina Wakley Confetti of My Life, I think it's called. What a fun class. It's an older class. She probably did it 10 or 15 years ago, maybe 10 years ago. I don't even know. But it's a little bit older, and I have to say it's super awesome and relevant. I enjoyed it so much. So if you go to her website, you'll see it in her online class listing. But you make the cover out of canvas, which is always fun to kind of switch it up. And I hand stitched a lot of circles on it. My structure is a little different than the one that she shows you in the class, just basically out of sheer laziness. Sometimes I don't want to think about like the spine and bookbinding. So for me, I do a lot of like either pamphlet stitch or like I literally just really sloppy, kind of messy sewed these into this canvas cover. I don't even know if you do a canvas cover in the class, but I don't think you do. I think I did it because I had it on hand and I was being lazy. So that's why mine might look different if you go to look at the class, but that's okay. The premise is still there on how she had you come up with all the backgrounds. And I had so much fun putting this together, and just to, you know, another place to kind of put some of the tags I make or the little collage cutouts I've been working on. I really, really loved this class and just how everything kind of came out. And it's so much fun to make books with little like pages within pages that are different sizes. And I feel like you learned a lot about placement in this class too, and white space, all that stuff. So I just really had fun with it. Super, super fun. And I didn't take this class all that long ago. I think I took it in maybe October, maybe October-ish, November-ish, October-ish. So much fun. I loved making this journal. So I'll try and do some more videos going forward. I just love the idea of sharing all this stuff with everyone, and you know, hopefully it brings you some inspiration or gets you to look into some of the fun classes. I don't think I showed you this one, so I'll show you this too really quick. Sorry, I just realized yeah, my style is very homebrew if you haven't noticed. But this is all good practice for me doing these videos. So okay, anyway, I made this recently with again, when Ranger did the new Dina Wakley release. And this, I can't say enough good things about this sticky back canvas tape. What a genius idea. It's made 3 inches wide, so it's perfect for your art journaling projects and binding your signatures together. I just put the thread on there separately for decoration. It is not part of the binding for this tag book. And this is just, you know, the size 12 tags folded in half. Like, it couldn't get any easier. You just glue them together. So you always lose a side when you glue pages together, but the beauty is that everything lays flat. So if you're working on a book that you want for yourself, sorry if you saw my foot, you know, it's just an easy way to put a book together. So anyway, this is all the new, like the Ledger Girl stamps and more of the scribbly stamps, more of the cool. I love this. This is part of the Mark stencil. This one reminds me of macaroni. And these remind me of frames or TVs. I loved this shape. I just was like, oh my gosh, that's brilliant. More of those universe, those long-legged people. And again, oh, how did I do my background? I did acrylic sprays and just did some stencils on there. For some reason, I really felt like this book needed a border, which I almost never do. But I've been doing it a little bit more lately. I'm not sure why, but I just felt like, I think because I didn't have any white space, I wanted to kind of create white space by having a border, which sounds contrary, but it kind of works, I think. This is more of those block letters, which just, Block Alpha, I think it's called. I love those. So, and I try, you know, when a new release is coming, I really try to use like all this stuff so that everybody can kind of get a good look at what's part of the collections and the sets and the new stencils and all that stuff. So it's all in there. But anyway, super, super fun. This stencil I love so much. This is one of my favorite stencils now. This and the Marks, this one and the Mark stencil, I love them. I don't remember what this one is called. I think it's called Bumps, to be honest. I'm almost positive. Bumps, Marks. This one is Marks because it's a little bit of everything. That was such a smart idea. Anyway. All right. So thank you again for joining me down memory lane with all my little handmade structures. I'm going to have to make some more so I can keep doing videos with you guys. And again, like if you get inspired and you make something, you know, tag me on Instagram. I love to see what people come up with. I get so excited. And have a great rest of your day.